Hi everybody and welcome back to my backyard once again. Today we're gonna check out two new products from CADDx Walksnail. This is their Ascent line, which is a budget-friendly digital transmission system. There are a lot of digital systems coming out lately and I love that because competition means better products. And I kind of see they are trying to compete with all of the ArtLink-based systems like P1. They just made the VRX Pro, which you can put on a tripod, stick to your goggles, and they also made this super tiny Ascent Lite Plus VTX, which is perfect for tiny drones. Let's open the boxes and see what's inside. The VRX is very nicely packaged and boom. Under the cardboard you have the accessory box with a split power plug so you can connect power both to your goggles and to the VRX. Super short HDMI cable, extra stickers to stick the VRX to your goggles, instructions, and two big antennas that screw at the top of the VRX. Opening the Ascent Lite Plus, you find the VTX itself, which is incredibly small, instructions, and an accessory bag with mounting screws or stickers if you don't want to use them. Little Phillips screwdriver. The Ascent VRX Pro looks like a very well finished product. It has a nice plastic, nice feel in the end, doesn't creak at all, very solid. And it also, I like these red metal grille accents. I have seen some other ArtLink based VRXs and they were 3D printed. I mean, they do their job at the end, but it's nice to have a little bit of care into the finishing. You can mount this receiver on a tripod with this mount at the bottom, or you have places to put stickers at the back for your goggles. You have an exhaust fan at the front, HDMI out, USB-C, and the power input, which supports from 2 to 6S batteries. Pass-through port and a SD card slot, and on the other you have your buttons, record, back, and a 5D joystick for navigating the menu. And at the top you have a link button. The upgrades coming in this Pro version of the VRX are first of all better antennas, but you can change them and put whatever you want. These are Omni antennas, so they get signal from all around them. You can put patches if you want to go just one direction, you have better signal that way. It has this kind of connector. And it also now supports 1080p 120 frames per second video transmission, so it's gonna be super smooth, and spec-wise it beats all of the ArtLink systems. Also because it has 35 milliseconds of latency opposed to 60 of the ArtLink. And not only streams video but also audio. At the moment it records it. I am not sure yet if it comes out of the HDMI port, but soon it's gonna be live audio if you use a compatible VTX. Just like this one, which is the Plus version that comes with a few upgrades. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the microphone on the camera. And not only it has audio, but it supports the 1080p 120 frames per second at 35 milliseconds of latency. So it looks superior to the ArtLink based systems. It also comes with an upgraded output power of 500 milliwatts, which is a lot for these tiny systems. In fact, they put a big aluminum heatsink all around it. With the heatsink, it weighs around 10 grams. You can remove it if you are in a cool climate and it's well ventilated, and it weighs 5.8 grams, which is super lightweight and takes power from 1 to 3S, otherwise you will need to use a voltage regulator on your flight controller. It comes with a little port at the bottom for upgrading the firmware and connecting the USB cable. The flight controller connection is soldered. You have a link button and a little dipole antenna. The little camera has a 14mm mounting size and a field of view of 147 degrees. And the mounting pattern on the VTX is 20 by 20, so it can fit in very small stacks. And boom, everything is ready to fly. I just attached the VRX to the goggles with the tape, but these goggles have different power input and also micro HDMI, so I had to use a very long cable and it looks very cumbersome. On the other hand, installing the Lite Plus inside this little drone was very easy. I got a drone with a 14mm mount and it fits perfectly into here. I am using the longer antenna provided by the drone because it just has a mount for it, and I zip tied the VTX to the top of the frame. I could have made a mount, but this was easier. I look a little bit funky. I have 500 milliwatts, 60 FPS because these goggles don't support 120. Full power. I'm not used to 16 by 9. How do I arm? I don't remember. Okay. And we are flying. Okay, so there is a little bit of jello, and that probably is the drone. So, I don't know about the field of view. It's fine, I'm just not used to 16:9, but you can see the propellers at the side. I don't remember if you could with the analog, but probably yes, because 147 is medium. I have seen wider field of views, and yeah, it's a very enjoyable experience, especially at 500 milliwatts. I would have not. Oh wow, okay, we are getting some breakout, but yeah, I would say it's better than analog. I hope it doesn't drop here. Okay, nice. And you see everything. 1080p, it's great. The latency is totally manageable. I mean, I hardly can feel it in the P1, which is 60 milliseconds, so having almost half of that is great here. Of course, when you start going behind obstacles, When you start going behind obstacles, the latency gets worse. Also, going back there, I heard the Magpie is not very happy. You may have noticed I have a friend Magpie, and yeah, she was squawking quite hard at the drone that fell underneath his tree. I believe the battery is almost depleted. I don't have a reading, because I was reading 8.8, but apparently it's not correct. It's not letting go of the drone. Please, I need it back. Please, I need my drone back. Give it back. Come on. I need to strap a camera on it. Come on. What are you doing? I am pretty happy with all of these digital products coming out lately. A lot of competition means better push for better products, and they also are getting very budget friendly, almost to the level of analog. They offer way better resolution, you see everything, you see the branches, it's much more immersive and enjoyable to fly. And they also have a little bit better penetration, so you can go around obstacle. But analog not only is still a little bit cheaper, it's intercompatible with all analog gear, and also it has better latency and more gradual breakup. And it's nice that CADDx is keeping on pushing out products for the Ascent ecosystems, because CADDx Walksnail has two ecosystems and they don't talk to each other. One is called Avatar and is more high-end, and they have developed a lot of products in the past, and now they're kind of going more budget-friendly with this Ascent. But the problem is that if you get Avatar goggles, you only can use Avatar VTXs. Now with this tool you can use both of them, and it's a little bit better. Also in China I saw they are developing some goggles that can use one and the other. You just change modules very easily, but that is coming way further. And there is also a lot of competition lately on this low budget digital system, because you don't only have Ascent, but you also have all of the ArtLink based ones like P1 from BetaFP, but there are many brands creating them. All of these systems are kind of closed source, but the ArtLink kind of talk to each other, so you can get goggles from one brand and VTXs from another, and they talk to each other. I tried, it works, still it's in early stages, but there are gonna be many brands creating goggles, many brands creating VTXs, and the ecosystem is gonna gradually become larger. So on one side you have this very big bonus of ArtLink, which is intercompatibility, but on the other this has better specs because it has almost half the latency you kind of feel it if you start racing, and it has double the frame rate at 120 frames per second, which you can definitely feel if you fly, and it's much smoother. Now, I couldn't test it today with these goggles. There is also one last option for digital, which is DJI, which is gonna be way more expensive, but gives you much better performance because it has a crazy penetration. I can go around my whole house. The camera and the VTX is only 8 grams, which is very similar to this. It fits in small drones, it records 4K, and it's just a better experience. And that's all for today. As always, remember to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. Let me know what you think about these new Ascent products. And if you want to buy something, check out the links in the description down below, because clicking on them, you help my channel a lot. And many times you also find discounts. Stay safe and happy flying. Bye.